Hey guys, it's Freya and Charlie and welcome to our channel. Today's video is 7 days of vegan dinner ideas. They are all really easy to make and perfect for these colder winter months.
Yes, and the first dinner that you just saw was a crispy cauliflower rice bowl.
Yes.
So we do the cauliflower florets in like a batter, and then we fry them in the pan, and then we pour in a kind of like sweet sticky gochujang and hoisin sauce.
And they go super crispy because of that.
Yeah,
really
crispy but also kind of like sweet and sticky at the same time. And then we serve that with some rice and just some very simple steamed vegetables. We went with pak choy, carrot, and then we did some quick pickled cucumber ribbons. And it's a very fresh...
It's like sweet and sticky, but also fresh at the same time.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily... I mean, I would call it comfort food, but it's not comfort food in the way that like big like pot of mashed potato is. But it's still warming and it's fresh. Around the time of Christmas, we really appreciated having a few meals like that mixed in amongst all the other heavier foods that we've had. So yeah, that was our first dinner. We've got 6 more. Yeah,
and a lot of these dinners, the inspiration for them comes from all around the world. So we've got some inspiration taken from Indian cuisine, some Spanish, and all over the place really. But I think my favourite one is much closer to home. We did a really good vegan chicken pie.
Yes, that was so good. We had that yesterday and we did it with lots of mashed potatoes.
Leeks and mushrooms. Oh yeah, loads of you love your mashed potato.
I do, and that is proper comfort food. It was a really cold, grey, rainy day yesterday. It just rained all day. And we made this really delicious pie. We're going to show you that in a minute. I think my favourite recipe that we made this week was the tacos that we did.
Okay.
So yeah, we've jumped around. We were in Mexico, and then we were in Spain, then we were in India, which we try and do when we plan our weekly meals. We like to kind of mix it up a bit.
Variety is the spice of life.
It is indeed. We mix those spices as well. We mix in the spices. So, and we also have some meals that are very quick and easy to make. We've got one pasta dish that was super easy. So, and then other things.
They're all quite easy, really.
Yeah, I mean, the pie that we made was probably the least simple. But still pretty easy.
I think the thing with that is because we did. Well, you'll see.
We didn't make the pastry. I think that's the key to making pies easy. But yeah, so all very easy, very delicious, and things that you could either pick out one recipe and have it for dinner one week, and the next another one another week, or all in the same week, whatever you like the sound of. So
actually, it is important to say that this isn't necessarily a meal plan. This is just 7 days of inspiration. We didn't eat this all in 1 week. We ate it across a few weeks
because we had Christmas in the middle. So we had a few like before Christmas, and then it's now after Christmas.
So don't take this as a dietary plan, just inspiration.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'll get on with the next dinner recipe, and that is a vegan chicken, leek, and mushroom pie.
The pie. So this pie is surprisingly easy to make, and that's due to 2 things. 1, we've used pre-made puff pastry from the supermarket, and 2, we are making it in little pie dishes, so the pastry is only used as the pie crust. This does require you to have a couple of pie tins. We have those blue and white single-serving enamel ones, but it means that all you need to do is prepare a filling and then add a pie crust to the top. It is so simple. For our pie, we've gone for a vegan chicken, mushroom and leek pie with some herbs that we had in the fridge that needed using, oregano and parsley. We've started by cooking some mushrooms to bring out the lovely umami tastes and placed them to one side. Next, we cooked up some leeks and onions until soft and then added in our vegan chicken pieces. We used what the cluck from the vegetarian butcher. It's not our favourite, but it's what they had in the shops when we went. After the chicken went in, we added in some white wine, vegan stock, and the single soya cream from Alpro. At this point, we added in our oregano and parsley, and then added back the mushrooms too. We reduced everything down by about half and let all the flavours get all mixed and delicious. Next went in a squeeze of lemon to freshen things up, and then it's ready to add to the pie dishes. We cut the circles to fit the dishes and then realised the filling wouldn't actually totally fill the pie dish. But this wasn't a problem, as we pushed in the pastry and it created a nice little crust around the edges of the pie topping. We cut a little cross into the middle to allow steam to escape and then popped them in a hot oven for around 20 minutes. We also added in some lemony broccoli to roast to have on the side. This gave us enough time to mash our already prepared potatoes with some more of the Alpro cream, plenty of lemon, some whole grain mustard, salt and pepper. We served our pies with a generous helping of mashed potato, the lemony broccoli I just mentioned, and some delicious festive vegan gravy left over from our Christmas dinner. Honestly, this was such a delicious dinner, and it's so warming. It may look like a little bit of effort, but it's really simple when you know the steps. And it's so worth making. It is such a delicious dinner. Pies made like this are super versatile. You can basically create whatever filling you think sounds nice and make it into a pie.
Here we're having a very simple red lentil dal. We actually had it as part of our big Boxing Day Indian feast and we had loads of leftovers. So we had this a few days after with some paratha. We have these frozen parathas from Tesco. They're really easy to make and vegan. We topped it with some dairy-free yogurt and we also had a bit of naan bread on the side. It's such an easy dal recipe. It's on our blog, so we'll put the link down below. We did also have it with some leftover biryani, but you could serve it with rice or just have it on its own, or with a bit of little chopped up salad on the side, a kachumba like we did here. Yeah, it's very easy, very simple and lovely and warming as well.
Vegan Singapore noodles is a great recipe for when you start to get tired of regular old stir fries. Simply begin by frying together some red pepper, carrots, onion and spring onion, and then add in some ginger and garlic. We fried the tofu separately to make sure it was as crispy as possible, and then in goes the Singapore noodle dressing. The full recipe to this will be linked below in the description, where you can find all of the recipes in this video. Then in goes the noodles and give everything a really good mix. Oh, and don't forget the turmeric that gives it that signature yellow colour. And that's it really, it's so simple. We dressed ours with some torn up mint leaves and some sesame seeds. If you're looking for a dinner that's quick, tasty and super simple, then vegan Singapore noodles is absolutely perfect.
Our next recipe is a Spanish-inspired stew, and we love to make ours with sweet potato, chickpeas, red pepper, we've got onion and garlic in there, and some whole cherry tomatoes, and then we add in some lovely spices and herbs. We always add in loads of smoked paprika because we absolutely love it. And then we added in a tin of chopped tomatoes as well, and some lovely veggie stock. And then we added in a bunch of kale. You could add in spinach or any other kind of greens, but it's just a really easy one-pot dinner. You can just throw a bunch of things in a pan. And then we fried up some vegan chorizo on the side as well. So we use the Sainsbury's chorizo shroom dogs. They're our favourites, but they're best done like on the side. So not adding it into the main pot because they kind of go a bit soft and squishy, so it's not ideal, but it kind of depends what chorizo you're using. You could fry it up at the beginning when you do like the onions and the garlic and all of that, but we like to do ours on the side. And then we added in a bunch of fresh parsley and a nice squeeze of lemon juice. So you could have this on its own because it's got the chickpeas and the sweet potato in it, so it is definitely very filling, but we like to have it with some crusty bread, and it's just a really simple, delicious, warming, kind of rustic, home-cooked dinner. Great for cooking up in big batches. Put it in the fridge or the freezer and you can have it the next day for lunch or dinner or whenever you fancy. It's just a great one for these cold, wintry nights.
The next recipe is our Super Greens pesto pasta. We used to make pesto pasta all the time when we were students, but this is definitely a level up on those dinners. We are going to be making our own pesto, and once you start making your own pesto at home, you can never go back to the stuff in the jar. We're making it in a food processor for convenience. All of the ingredients for the pesto, which you will find a link for in the description, simply go into the processor and are whooshed up. We cooked up some wholemeal pasta, broccoli and asparagus to go in the pasta. And we also sometimes add other green veggies like peas. Simply pop it all in with the pasta and mix it all together with some more green leaves. We like rocket for the peppery taste. And then it's ready. We topped it with a bit of black pepper, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice and fresh basil. Quick and delicious every time. We love cooking Mexican food, and this dish is inspired by all of the incredible street food we ate when visiting Mexico City. These tacos are perfect as a light bite to eat for lunch, or you can have a couple more like we have and easily make it into a delicious dinner. We started by making a salsa. Well, really just a mix of red onion, tomato and lime because we were out of fresh coriander, and then leaving that to one side. We then got on to making the star of the recipe, the vegan smoky chili mince. We fried some garlic and onion in a pan and then added in our vegan mince. We like this vegan mince from Meatless Farm Co., but you can use whatever is your favourite. Cook this in the pan before adding in the tomato puree and a couple of tablespoons of water to make sure it doesn't all dry out and start to catch. Then add in the vegan dark chocolate. Make sure you don't skip this step. The deep, bitter and nutty flavours from the chocolate work so well with the chipotle and ancho chilies. Add in the chili flakes and then give everything a good stir. Next, we're going to add in all of the other herbs and spices like cinnamon and allspice and give everything a really good final mix together. We added some shredded lettuce to our taco shells and then topped that with the mince. The vegan mince has a lovely, deep and rich flavour, so you'll need the creamy avocado and salsa on the top to cut through it. Our recipe is linked down in the description. Totally delicious.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this video and that you got lots of good ideas for your next dinners. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. We've got more videos coming out every week. Leave us a comment, all of that. We'd love to know if you enjoy these dinner recipe kind of like bunches of meals. So we've done it before. Go and check out our other 7 days of vegan dinners and lunches and breakfasts.
We'll link that at the end of the video so you can watch that next.
Yeah, and I was thinking maybe we'll do a more kind of like, we'll do like additions. So this is our second video doing 7 dinners, but I'm thinking next time we could do 7 like budget friendly dinners or 7 kid friendly dinners.
Maybe comment below a few different categories that you'd like to see us do.
Yes.
And we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.